Hello everybody. I just realized that my countdown timer says timer end when it finishes, so I need to fix that. So today I am turning my phone's volume down first. Today I'm going to be doing some more block development, specifically without using JSX again. I recently updated my PHP Storm instance, so we might discover some new PHP Storm things today. And one I've seen right here is this one usage thing, which is probably warning me about the fact that I'm doing this twice, which is interesting. Unchanged content. Okay, I don't know what that's about. So we might see some new PHP Stormy things today, which will be interesting. But today I want to look specifically at implementing block supports. So let's go to the guide that we were working through. Last week we did block toolbar settings and sidebar. We did a toolbar, we didn't do a sidebar. And today I want to look at block supports. No, not dynamic blocks. Block supports. So block supports are basically a way to offer customization options, so things like background color, text color, padding, and all those kind of things. And I specifically want to be able to remove the the background color, text color, and padding that we've applied to the block via styling. The margin might stay, I'm not sure, we'll have a look at that. Basically that's overriding the default margin. I noticed when I ran this workshop on Thursday last week, I didn't actually need this code. So that was interesting. So I might not need it now, so I'll probably take it out first and just see what happens. But the goal is to effectively replace this and let the user edit it. So we should just be able to support background color, text color, and padding. And that should just work. So I just want to see it's in the that's the old block code, and this is now the new block code, and they're doing supports in the block.json file. So we should just be able to do that. Color, text, and background for those two, and then padding. We'll have to figure it out ourselves. Okay, so that's the goal for today. This is probably going to be a short stream because it's probably going to work, hopefully, really well, and we won't have to worry about it. So let's just see. So we've got supports. And if let me take out this. Actually, let's just comment that out. Comment out the whole thing. I just want to see what happens when I load the block in the editor. Okay. Yeah, so it's just text at the moment. I might need to change my theme. I think I'm working with I'm working with some test themes. Let's go back to 2023. Notice sometimes that the block editor does this thing where the padding is out of whack. No, I'm going off tangent, but I want to see why that is. Yeah, this is padded. Something is breaking it in my WordPress install. I don't quite understand what that is. Let's see what theme I'm using here. 2023. I wonder if I'm doing something weird in 2023 that's causing this. Might have done something. Opening that. And oh, that's why. I've got some extra code in my theme JSON in 2023. You watch this get fixed now. Yeah, it's back to normal. Okay, good. It's the downside of fiddling with things and then them getting saved. Okay, at least that's working the way I wanted to. So let's add the block and let's just see what it does. Okay, so it just adds the block. Doesn't have any padding. That's good. It still has the root div and then the paragraph inside, which is the content editable rich text. So that's cool. We should be able to align this. That's working, so that's great. So it looks like that original margin that I had was only because of the padding. And I can do away with that. So that's actually kind of cool. So I can comment out all that code. Why do I keep opening Visual Code Studio? Okay, so I can comment out all of that. So that's great. So let's add some supports. So yeah, so this is going to add support to the block, which I'm guessing will add it to the root element. Makes sense. Wrapping element. Yeah, there we go. Generated properties get added to the wrapping element. That's important. Okay, let me just get some links here. That was me moving my mic around because it gets in the way. I need to see my, I can't touch type. I need to see my keyboard to get like the first key and then I can start typing. It's this weird thing. I never learned to touch type. So over the years, this is how I've learned to type. So let's go docs. I probably could touch type if I really thought about it, but I don't trust myself to. So I always just every now and then check the keyboard. Okay, so that's that. I want to start making some notes here. They get added to the object. This is important. They get added to the object, you get returned from the use block props. Okay, it's important there. So I'm going to make some notes. Okay. So if we go back to block.json and attributes, we can go. I wonder if block.json has a schema. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, block themes have a schema. It's basically a thing you can look up against. They do have a schema. Why did I not know this? That's very cool. I might want to just mention this. Now you watch the screen. Nothing about schema here. That's so silly because the schema is quite cool in the fact that it will help you with auto-completing things. So you can do things. I don't know if it's going to work now. It's not going to work now. And why is this not working in PHP Storm? Time to do some Googling. PHP Storm, JSON schema. Because this works in VS Code. But it doesn't seem to work by default in PHP Storm. Languages and frameworks, schivas and DTTs allow. Okay, here we go. Allow downloading of JSON schemas. Languages and frameworks, schemas and DTTs. Blah. Remote JSON schemas. Oh. But it worked. I wonder why it's not working. Look into that. I don't know why that doesn't work. I bet it'll work in VS Code. Let's see. It works. That's annoying. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some research on that. That's super annoying that works. That error I just created. Properties allowed. I have to do some digging. Anyway. Oh, so it does autocomplete supports, but I have to start typing. Why doesn't it give me the options like VS Code does? That would have been so much cooler. Maybe it's in those settings. Let's see. I'll have to do some digging. Anyway, we know supports works. So what did we say it was? It was supports color, text color, and background color. So it was color, text color, true, and background color, true. Okay. Let's see what that does, if anything. Okay, let's refresh. Block. Okay, so now we've got some color going on. So let's say we want the background to be red. Okay, that works. That was cool. Choose a default color. That's cool. So let's make it a blue color. I like the fact that this comes up because you're using those supports. That's very cool. And let's make the text color white. Hey, that worked. That's awesome. Okay. So then I'm going to guess that the next one would be spacing. Padding. True. No, I mean that. So we should want padding on the div. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so let's add the block. And there's the dimensions. There's padding. And we can specify 20 pixels of padding. And we can say it has a green background. No, let's make it a dark background. And we can give it white text. I like that. That's very cool. And if we preview this on the front end, it works. This is probably all stuff that I've done elsewhere that I'm fiddling with, probably all other code. But this works, and that's awesome. I love it when built-in stuff just works like that. Cool. So while we're here, so that's literally what I wanted to do today, and we did that in 20 minutes. While we're here, let's see what other cool things we can do. I haven't done dynamic blocks yet. And we can apply the alignment. We code that we hard coded. Okay, that's also a good thing to do. So what we should actually first do is that. So what we should first do is remove that. And remove that. And remove the alignment related stuff. Do the same down here. So that all stays the same. That all stays the same. We don't need these. And then if we go into the block.json, we can take out the alignment attribute, I think. And we can say align true. And that should just work. Let's see what happens. Something broke. An extra comma there. So careful with those extra commas in JSON object. There we go. And there's the default alignment stuff. And this is cool because this is now pulling, that's very cool, because it's pulling in the alignment from the theme as well, or those alignments. That's freaking cool. So that's another good reason to use block sports. So let's make some workshop notes. Let's make some learning objectives. Learning objectives. Remove custom alignment and apply align support. Yep. And we can say remove custom CSS and apply color text background, color text and color background, apply color text and color background support. Well as spacing, padding, support. That's cool. Nice. Pour myself a coffee, yeah. If anybody cares about this, but I think I mentioned this last time. I tend to use a coffee pour over jug vibe to make my coffee, and I have this lovely swell coffee flasky thing that I got when I joined the company that I work for, Automatic. And this thing is amazing. I can pour the entire jug of coffee into it and it stays warm with the lid off for a decent amount of time, like a good couple hours. So it's a great way to get a large amount of coffee in me. I don't know how much coffee it takes, and I'm going to go off and have a look. I don't get any money from this. It's not the stainless steel one. Let's go here. Specifically a coffee range that they have. Bottles. It's called the Traveler, I think it is. Yes, I'm in South Africa. I think it's called the Traveler. Yes, Teakwood Traveler. Is that the one I have? I think it's this one. Yes, it's this one. So that is, I think I have the large guy. I would think. So that's 20 ounces. What is 20 ounces? 20 ounce in milliliter. It's 509. So it's half a liter. That feels about right. So it's half a liter of coffee, roughly. I might have the 16 ounce one, actually. $16 ounce, 470. It says it on the bottom. If I just checked there. I highly recommend this. It's a great thing to put coffee into. I make nothing if you buy it, but go and get one. That was random. Anywho, okay. So we've got our block, we've got our background, which works. We've got our text. which works. We can apply some padding, which is very cool. And I can do it based on the presets, or I can set custom padding. I'm probably going to need to dive into those presets a little bit and talk about, stop opening VS Code, and talk about the fact that the theme that I'm using has those presets in the theme JSON. So 1 is that size, and 2 is that size, and 3 is that size, and so on and so forth. I don't understand what this clamping stuff does. It's got to do with responsive design, as far as I'm aware. Clamps a middle value within a range of values. Yeah, I don't deal with those things, so I don't understand. I've never used that before. I generally go with hard-coded pixel sizes because I don't tend to work on the front end much. I'll usually, when I was a developer, I would usually work with a front end developer, and they would provide all this to me, and then I would hard-code it into the wherever. So I'm not going to dive too much into what that does, but basically it sets all of these up, and then you can use them on the front end, which is what we're doing here. So 1 is that, 2 is whatever, 3 is whatever. I wonder if it shows it. Yeah, preset spacing 30. I wonder what that computes to. Computes to 32. Okay, fair enough. And 2 computes to 37. Cool. And that'll obviously be responsive, which is one of the reasons why they do it that way. But that's very cool. Okay. So there I've done everything I need to do. I've done my custom backgrounds. I've done my custom padding. I could add margins. I've done alignment, which now works. I can go full width alignment. I can go align left, align center, align right. Now that's interesting. What that's doing is that's aligning the div. How would I align? So I would still need that alignment code if I wanted to align the internal stuff. So let's pop that all back. And that's how you would do it on block level. I like this. This is very cool. There's that. So there's the, okay, so let's give it background. Let's give it some white text. Let's add some padding. 20 pixels of padding. And this aligns the div. Or none. And then this aligns the text. This is so cool. I'm sorry. This is so dang cool. I love it. So now I've got text alignment, I've got block alignment, I've got block padding. I love it. Okay, so let's just, I'm not going to say remove the custom alignment, I'm going to say apply. Apply align support to the parent block. And then we'll say, actually I'll do this secondly, because the custom CSS is the first step. That's fine. And then we can apply alignment to the div, which would be cool. If our block, we wanted to use it in a theme, that's another reason to do that. That's very cool. Now what I want to do, so I want to see if there's anything about images. Yeah, there isn't. So if we wanted to do a background image, we'd have to do it manually ourselves. I wonder if I'm going to have time to do that now. Because to apply a background image to a div, is to use the background CSS property. Okay, let's get a background image. No, I don't want AI image crap. I want like yeah, I see adding a background image is a little bit more complicated because I need to be able to add the image from the media library. Probably not something I'm going to be able to do. I can get an image from my site somewhere. There's an image. It's on my site. Here's the original. Let's click on that. Let's take this out the way. Okay, so that's the full image. It's huge. That's not what I want though. I'm going to take this off screen because I'm going to log into my WordPress dashboard. I don't really want to do that on live stream. I just want to get the URL to the image. Okay, so there's the original URL. Yeah, there it is. That's better. Okay, so I want to see now what happens if I somehow apply a background image to this div. And it's probably going to need to do some object assignment. I'll apply some style to it. Well, Style property. Background image. Background image and then that. Okay. Let's see if we can figure this out. So it would be sign. I think it was uppercase object sign. Sign. And then it was block props. And then it would be style. And then it would be background image. And then it would be a path to the URL. No, which I don't have there. Just this one. Yeah, let's see what that does in the editor. Remove something I didn't want to remove there. Yes, I did. Okay, and let's do this. Let's refresh. Okay, so that works. See, it's popping in that image. Let's give it some text. Okay. CSS, right. Background size contain. Quite what I wanted. Maybe cover is the right one. Yeah, cover seems to be the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. Right, it doesn't seem to change as the image changes. It's a pity. There's more to this than I realize. Maybe if we do margin. That'll probably do it. That'll probably do it. Hmm. I suppose it works based on this background image thing might be a little bit trickier than what I think, because you probably need to refresh something, redraw something when the padding changes. So there's probably more to it than just that. I think the cover block does this. I want to see what the cover block does. Is the cover block? Yeah, it's the cover block. The cover block, you can select media library. Just download this image. And there's text inside the cover block. Now I want to see what this does. Cover block. Okay, so there's an image and then a div. Okay, so the image, that's an image that is part of it. So it's inside of a div, and then there's another div which has a span, and then there's an image which is obviously styled to fit the cover, and then there's that, and then there's that. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit more than what I thought. What you could do is you could create your own block which uses the cover block. Yes. You could just use the cover block to do that, so it's unnecessary. Okay, the background image thing is a little bit trickier than what I expected, so I'm not going to go into that then. So I think we'll just stick with the supports that we have so far. Maybe there's another cool support we can add. Or alright, label does. I think alright label's on by default actually. No, that's on by default. Maybe we could talk about the fact that you can remove things. So we could say was name false. That's not a bad idea. We talk about the fact you can remove things. Because now it doesn't have that. Well, has the class. That doesn't seem to work. Interesting. Kind of cool. Can enable link colors. It's not enabled by default. I'm actually just running through all the supports here and just playing with what's available. Ooh, preset. I like that. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe that's a cool thing to choose to show how you can go with color presets. That's actually a cool idea. So if we do that, and then go to our theme JSON and grab like pale pink, for example. No, let's take the primary color. Let's go into the theme. Let's go look at the colors. And let's grab my old friend pale pink. I like that. That's something that's cool to do. So if we move, refresh, pick this up. Oh, it's attributes. I did this all wrong. This thing's true, and this is in the attributes. I think this is cool to show. Didn't work. Yeah. I wonder why that doesn't work. Oh, right, hang on. I think I've done this wrong. It's color true. It's kind of link. Style option. That works. Short slug, you think so? Ah, you might be right. Let's try that. It's working. Set link color slug. I'm going to try the style object. Can't see your name there. Tristan. I think you might be right, but that also doesn't seem to work unless I'm doing something wrong. I'm first going to try the style object and just see what that does and see if that works. And then you might be onto something that it's specifically the slug that I'm passing in. It's very possible. So I just want to get this one to work. And then I'll try different slugs. This works. Do what I wanted to. Yeah, well, my understanding is that it's reading from the preset variables from the theme, so maybe it's not. Maybe that's... But the style object that I'm passing is also not working. I would expect that to be now that default color, so... I'm missing something somewhere. The link color presets is sourced from the editor color palette theme support. So I would assume that the default slugs would be available. Class names, only show in class, and then there's the var in it. don't know, to me it looks like it's not even doing this because I would expect the link color to already be set here, which it's not. So I'm going to have to dive into that. But that would be cool to show. So I'm going to make a note of this and then go ask some people. The class and there's the link on it. Does it get one? Let's have a look. You're talking about this link? Or are you talking about that link? Because that link is just an anchor tag. Which doesn't have a class. Let's change the color and see. It's applying that var there. Well, basically I wanted to apply the color link support to the attribute here. And my assumption was it was using the CSS preset from the theme, which would be this, which didn't seem to work the first time around. I need to do the whole CSS variable. Let's try that. Working. Yeah, as I say, it doesn't seem to be adding it where I expect it to. And I expect it to work and pass it to this and be pre-selected here as well. So something that I'm passing is not 100% correct. So I'm going to try these different options here and see. I must just keep an eye on the time because at 4 o'clock my power is going out, which is annoying. So I need to wrap up here in the next 7 minutes. Yeah, that didn't work. Just verify that. It's still green. Okay. To be it. Expected to see the bad class name as you put more. Yeah, that JSON default was not actually a class. It's the CSS preset from WordPress, which is what I expected it to use. Let me show you what that looks like quickly. So the default theme JSON in WordPress sets up the default color palette, which is somewhere here. Yeah. And there's pale pink. And that's the slug. And then it creates the CSS variable WP preset color pale pink. So that was the first one that I used, thinking it was that. Now I've tried using just pale pink, which is the actual slug, which you made a valid point, it could be that. That doesn't seem to work. The style object in the documentation also doesn't seem to work. So setting this doesn't. So either I'm doing something wrong or the documentation needs updating or something. So I'm going to do some digging on that. I'll find out an answer for that tomorrow. That would be cool to show in the workshop, how you can specify a default for that. And I think that's it for today. I think that's enough. I just need to figure out that last one, and that'll give me enough for my workshop. I quite enjoyed digging into all of that. I just need to figure out that one thing, and then I'll be happy. So I'm gonna go bug somebody in the core, one of the core channels, and say, "Oi, how do I do this?" Cool. I think that's where I'm going to end today. So thank you all for joining me and bearing with me as I ummed and ahed my way through it. I do have to go now. So cheers and have a good rest of your day.